Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. In this session, we are going to evaluate and have a critical overview of the poem The Mosque of Cordova. It will be a stanza-wise or band-wise critical evaluation of the poem. Dear students, Masjid-e-Qurtuba opens with the phrase Silsila-e Roz-o-Shab. The start of the poem is thematically set to the notion of the passage of time, and the phrase Silsila-e Roz-o-Shab is used in the manner of a refrain in the first three opening lines and then in the fifth and the eighth line, establishing a circular and rhythmic sense of time. Iqbal maintains a varied linking verse form, taking it from the Persian Tarkib Band composite to compose his पोएम. ये बेटे एक तरह से रज़मिया नज़म एपिक पोइट्री की शेप में नज़म को जो है वो फार्मूलेट किया है शायर ने. दिस कंसिस्ट्स ऑफ 8 स्टैंजाज ऑफ अ नियरली इक्वल नंबर ऑफ couplets using a single rhyme and separated by a series of verses at the end of each strophe or stanza. Dear students, as we already know that the first two stanzas of the poem are the prologue to the larger portion of the poem to come later on in the next 6 stanzas. The first stanza of the poem establishes the pattern of day and night, the metaphysical explanation of time and space, and confirms Iqbal's linkage to a rich poetic heritage. As the Urdu scholar Shamsur Rahman Farooqi has noted, it lets the reader tap into a variety of poetic traditions such as Arabo-Persian, Indo-Persian, Indo-Sanskrit and Urdu. Its references to natural and cosmic objects, its rhyme scheme and meter allows the eternity to be captured, as in the lines chain of days and nights, the lament of the instruments of eternity, from which the being shows the low and the high pitches of possibilities. A description of the nature of time as an unending and cyclic chain of days and nights, Silsila-e Roz-o-Shab, that is, which is nevertheless only an apparent reality. Everything that man creates is therefore ephemeral, and the end result is annihilation, death at last. Kare jahan besabat. Dear students, in the second stanza, Iqbal turns to the theme of eternal love, that is, true love of God, deploying a Sufi aesthetics to convey a universal emotion. He infuses the Mosque of Cordova with this meaningful theme of love, that is, set around love is the jurist of the mosque and commander of the army, a nod towards the Umayyadi rulers, Banu Umayya के जो हुक्मरान हैं इस स्पेनिश दौर के. The earlier framing device of cyclic time and eternal love, deriving from a hybridized worldview, is now fully focused on the mosque itself. This stanza also has, towards its end, the often quoted line, I am an Indian infidel, Kafre Hindi hu main, dekh mera zauq o shauq, representing the persona of the poet of the East, whose emotions touch the deep devotion and commitment of a Muslim community. Notably, at the start of the stanza, the poet has disconnected himself from the narrative of history. The ascendancy of the true feeling of love closes the stanza in a trance-like mode. Love is in my melody, love is in my flute. The song of He is God is in every fiber of my body. Importantly, the body becomes the receptacle of divinity, and the reader may recognize echoes of the philosophy of Wahdatul Wujud, the unity of being, that is, associated with another Andalusi thinker, Ibn Arabi. But this consuming love is contrasted with the corporality of the body of the Indian infidel, whose identification is marked at the heart of the poem. He is the intermediary between the Sufi and the sovereign, the colonizer and the colonized, a spokesman for a global community. Indeed, here Iqbal focuses on the one quality that transcends time and is, as such, indestructible, true, spiritual love of God, that is, Ishq-e Hakiki. that is imperishable. It will not die at all at the end of this material world. It will be everlasting till times immemorial. इसका अंजाम जो है वो दुनिया के अंजाम से आगे तक है. दुनिया का अंजाम क़यामत आएगी तो दुनिया मिट जाएगी. सिलसिला रोज़ो शब विल कम टू ए क्लोज एट द एंड ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड, बट फ्रॉम देयर ऑन इश्क विल लिव फॉर एवर. दिस इश्क हकीकी हैज़ गॉट नो डेथ, is everlasting, immortal, and this is the opening or the prologue of the poem that sets the tone for the deeper message to be conveyed to the reader through the next upcoming stanzas of the poem. That is the background he provides as a poet to infuse into us, into the readers, into the Muslim youth rather, to get out of the slumber of present day quietness, that is inactivity, and to go on to the world of struggle and strife to achieve the greater goal of universal civilizational renaissance. That is the target, that is the goal, that should be the goal of every Muslim, to revive the Muslim spirit in the world again, to get out of the shackles of tyranny, suppression, and depressive type of subjugation to the ruling foreigners everywhere who have just entangled them in slavery. तो इस ग़ुलामी से निजात का रास्ता जो है ये नज़म मस्जिद कुर्तबा जो है वो अगले स्टैंजाज में हमें दर्स देती है कि बहसियत मुसलमान हमें जो है वो ग़ुलामी की इन जंजीरों को तोड़ना है. कैसे तोड़ना है? थ्रू स्ट्रगल, एक्टिविटी, एजिलिटी, एंड रिटर्न टू द ग्लोरियस पास्ट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ आवर एंसेस्टर्स. और वहाँ से जो है वो हमें लीड लेते हुए आगे बढ़ना है और दुनिया के सामने जो है वो फिर से वो गोल्डन एग्जाम्पल्स जो है वो वर्ल्ड लीडर बनना है. और वर्ल्ड लीडर बनने के लिए वी नीड sacrifices of our personal interests, and we have to set higher goals before us to achieve that greater goal of the revival of Islam in the whole world. ये सोच इकबाल की जो है, जिसका पैगाम वो हमें अगले हिस्सों में नज़म के जो है वो देने वाले हैं, ये सोच महज इस मस्जिद से, इस मस्जिद की शान व शौकत, ज़ाहरी हुस्न और इसकी ग्रेजियत से मुतासर होकर पैदा नहीं हुई है, बल्कि ये इकबाल का जो है डीप विज़न है. यहाँ की जो सूरत हाल है, जिस माहौल में वो पले बड़े हैं, अंग्रेज़ों की सप्रेशन, ये इम्पीरियलिज़म के हथकंडों को वो बराह रास्त उसका सामना कर रहे हैं एज मुस्लिम लीडर, एज अ मुस्लिम लीडर ऑफ दिस सब कॉन्टिनेंट. और वो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट भी हैं और ग्रेट पोइट भी हैं, सेंसिटिव सोल भी हैं. तो वो दुनिया की जो सूरत हाल है ओवरऑल मुसलमानों की, उसको भी गहरी नज़र रखते हैं, उस पर भी. और दुख उन्हें इसी बात का है जिसका इजहार वो 6वें स्टैंजे में करते हैं कि मुसलमानों के वो करदार के जो गाजी थे वो कहाँ खो गए हैं. वेयर आर दोज ग्रेट मुस्लिम वॉरियर्स हु शोड द वर्ल्ड द वे टू ग्लोरी. Dear students, Allama Iqbal celebrates the great mosque as a mujza-e-fan, a miracle of art and artifice, and pays homage to the beauty of its endless columns and minarets. The mosque was built by Byzantine craftsmen and is stunning example of architectural syncretism, combination of different systems or theologies rather. The geometrical design creates an illusion of an infinite space with no specific center. The architecture of the mosque is reflective of the diversity of its location, diversity of civilizations, diversity of cultures, It is a historic example of hybridity rather. The great mosque at Cordoba hybridizes the diverse styles that passed through Spain: Carthaginian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Arab, Moorish. In Iqbal's verses, there is no mention of the Christian cathedral that is part of the mosque's reconversion in the 13th century. It is not very strange. Iqbal has ignored the details of Christian capture of this land. Instead, Iqbal locates the heroic spirit of the Marde Muslim in the mosque's aesthetic form. He too is eternal. It was this love, that is the true love of God, then that created the Mosque of Cordoba. It is the ability to feel the burning and melting of worship that places man in a more privileged state even than the forms of light. फरिश्तों से भी आगे, पैकर नूरी से भी आगे जो है वो ले जाता है ये जज्बा शौक़, जिसे वो इश्क इलाही, इश्क हकीकी का नाम देते हैं. Then, my dear students, this sea-led Muslim hero who traversed and traveled through this land across rivers that are peopled with Arabs, Kurds, Muslims, Jews and Christians, crossing civilizations, cultures, lands, regions, and challenging and inward-looking marginal existence. His spirituality is elastic and his travel transformative. The theme of divine love and the Muslim hero are signifiers of a Sufi poetic heritage that Iqbal borrowed from the Persian poet Hazrat Jalaluddin Rumi and the thinker Ibn Arabi and made into his own by developing the unique concept of the self or khudi, including influences from the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche and Mary Schimmel, the greatest interpreter of Iqbal, interprets Ibn Arabi's philosophy of Wahdul Wujud as central to Islamic mystical thought and his theory of the perfect man as an ideal fit for the Prophet, peace be upon him, as the exemplar of humanity par excellence. Iqbal's representation of the perfect man is not a replica of the classical Islamic model, and the reader has to look beyond the ending of the fourth stanza's Marde Sipahi hai wo, iski zara la ilah. The glory and beauty of the mosque causes Iqbal to think on the nature and qualities of the true believer, whose refuge in times of trouble is in the declaration of faith. उसकी पनाह ला इला, साया शमशीर में उसकी पनाह ला इला. Dear students, as you have gone through the explanation of different stanzas of the poem, you know very well that Iqbal has very elaborately enumerated the qualities of character of Mard Momin. He is the soldier hero. His armor is La Ilah to the ending of the fifth stanza. Akal ki manzil hai wo. He is the goal of intelligence, to see that the experience of love is tempered with intellect. For Iqbal, the mosque's aesthetic beauty epitomizes the deep connection between the message and the messenger of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The heroic Muslim figure is cast beyond spirituality to the political discourse of citizenship, arguing for an accommodation of the borderless individual, a time traveler and a storyteller. This is the figure of the Muslim modernizer who wishes to explore beyond the local networks of the ulama and communitarian politics to form a society based on principles of equality. Here Iqbal outlines the characteristics of a true Muslim woman, the true lover of God. Dear students, Iqbal interprets for his community the ethics of belonging in a modern fragmented world. Iqbal saw the quietism of the Indian Muslim as a radical departure from the true spirit of Islam, rejecting the static universe of Plato and those aspects of Muslim mysticism which denied the affirmation of the self in the world. Iqbal, basing himself on the Quran, developed a dynamic Weltanschauung worldview, that is Weltanschauung worldview in his theory of selfhood, which embraced all of reality, self, society, and God. It shows Iqbal's condemnation of speculative mysticism and inactive quietism. Iqbal is a poet of action and is illustrative of his activist commitment to forging a modern political Muslim community, self aware and committed to the notion of free will. ये इकबाल का जो है वो आइडियलिज्म, सेल्फहुड और मॉडर्निटी का पैगाम थ्रू द करेक्टर ऑफ मोमन, ये हम तक इकबाल जो है वो पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि मुसलमान जो है वो ये एक ऐसा अमलगम है जो आइडियलिज्म, सेल्फहुड और मॉडर्निटी का मुरक्कब है, और उसकी ज़ात जो है वो किसी एक तरफ को झुकाव नहीं रखती है. ही इज़ एन एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट in the wholesome action of life. My dear students, Iqbal presents a futuristic approach of the moment of the true lover of God. He is not a man bound to the traditions only. He has got a futuristic approach to accommodate the needs of the upcoming times. The fifth stanza reaffirms the great mosque as a signifier of the eternal beloved and reflective of the godliness, holiness of the moment, true believer, that is true lover of Allah and his intellect. The poet emphasizes the purity of the true believer and of his actions, representing a modern believer whose authenticity is changing from metaphysics to individual subjectivity. His high station is determined by his khayal azim, that is advanced thought, refined and advanced thought. There is a particular juxtaposition of love and reason, head and heart, in this stanza, emphasizing through the symbolism of the great mosque a Muslim history that attained great heights through its intellectual contribution to knowledge and reason, and became a symbol, a significant symbol rather, for the whole world. My dear students, Iqbal takes Andalusia, or the sovereignty of the Muslims in Spain, as a model to some extent, not as a full model of his ideal kingdom that he wishes to establish for the Muslim Renaissance. बेटे इकबाल जो हैं उंदलस की इस सरजमीन की अंदर जो मुसलमानों की हुक्मरानी है उसको आइडियलाइज़ तो करते हैं, कोई शक नहीं है, इस नज़म में उन्होंने आइडियलाइज़ किया है, लेकिन नॉट इन टोटलिटी. इकबाल जो है वो इससे आगे जाते हैं और मुसलमानों को वो जो यूनिवर्सल ब्रदरहुड है उसका पैगाम देना चाहते हैं. ये मॉडल जो है ये यकीनन काबिल तारीफ़ है जो उंदलस में मुसलमानों ने अडॉप्ट किया, भाईचारे का रवाज डाला, तमाम अक़वाम को अपने साथ लेकर चले, गैर मुसलमों को बराबर के हकूक़ दिए, तरक्की, तरवीज, इल्म का फ़रोग़, बहुत कुछ. लेकिन असल जो है इकबाल उसी खिलाफत राशिदा को आइडियलाइज़ करते हैं, उसी रियासत मदीना की बात करते हैं जो नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कायम फरमाई. तो इकबाल का आइडियल वही रियासत है जो नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की ज़ात अक़दस ने अपने हाथों से इस्टेब्लिश की, जहाँ हर कोई जो है वो महफूज है, चरिंद परिंद जानवर इंसान कोई गैर महफूज नहीं है. ये उंदलस जो है वो उसकी एक रेप्लिका है. इकबाल इसको किसी हद तक जो है टू सम एक्सटेंट टेक्स इट एज अ मॉडल state, you may say, model state. In the sixth stanza, the poet refers to the mosque as the Kaaba-e Arbab-e Zawq, the holy land of aesthetics, that is, conveying that this particularity has speciality has given to the people of Al-Undalus the status of a site for holy pilgrimage. By referring to the mosque as Kaaba, the poetic voice infuses a deeply spiritual sentiment, but remains careful with his representation lest he be accused of idolatry. ऐसा ना हो कि उस पर फिर जो है वो कुफ्र का फतवा लग जाए, जैसे हिंदुस्तान के उलमा जो थे वो फौरी उनके हर किसी न किसी मिसरे में से कोई ना कोई मानी निकाल के कुफर का फतवा लगा दिया करते थे। Instead, he compares the pure Muslim heart to the mosque and turns his attention to the Arab traveler, those men of righteousness. यहाँ से रिमोर्स का आगाज़ भी होता है बेटे। छठे स्टेंजे में उन्हें अफसोस होता है मुसलमानों की मौजूदा हालत ज़ार पर कि ना सिर्फ ये उंदलस की सरजमीन की वो शान व शौकत जाहो हशम खो गया, बल्कि मुसलमान ओवरऑल पूरी दुनिया में जो है रांदा दरगाह हैं। ये क्यों है? एंड those Arab horsemen whose legacy was a people's sultanate of fakr, that is humility, and not of grand sovereignty, whose watchful eyes educated the east and the west, whose wisdom pointed out the road in the darkness of Europe. They were the torch bearers for the whole of the world, leaders, torch bearers. But alas, where are they? That past is gone. They have lost the glory due to their own mistakes and errors. My dear students, it is said that this stanza, that is the 6th and the 7th stanza, they are rather the anticlimax, a climax and anticlimax of the poem. They provide the peak of the idea, the message Iqbal wishes to convey to the reader. This stanza accentuates Iqbal's commitment to a democratic Islam that is not idealized through a dynasty but is formed around shared values of tolerance and humility. This is the message कि आप यहाँ इकबाल किसी चीज़ को आइडियलाइज नहीं करते हैं, बल्कि वो कहते हैं कि वो जो कुरान ने हमें बर्दाश्त और आजिज़ी का सबक दिया है वो शेयर्ड वैल्यूज़ हैं जो हम सब ने अपनाना है, तो तब जाकर जो है हम दूसरी सिविलाइजेशंस को अपने लबादे में जो है वो लपेट सकेंगे, उन्हें अपने दामन में समो सकेंगे. The poet links this type of society to the cultural renaissance of Al-Andalus and its lasting influence on Europe, bringing light to darkness and neatly inverting the colonial representations of Arabs. He sees the heritage of a great civilization in many places, in the warmth of the Spanish people in the land, which is permeated with the nostalgic Bouye Yaman, perfume of Yemen in its breeze, and in Range Hijaz, the color of Hijaz, which is present in its songs. The centrality of the Mosque of Cordoba to Islamic Spain is compared to the centrality of the Kaaba to Islam generally, while the positive impact of Islam on Spain and Europe are extolled here in this stanza. Dear students, this reminiscent and nostalgic mode is carried on into the 7th stanza as well, as the tone of the poem turns to dissatisfaction and a lament, and a sorrowful lament is voiced that in the great mosque, alas, for centuries the call to prayer has not sounded in your skies. This mode turns to a little bit of despair and remorse, as the poet narrator doesn't know where to find a certainty of devotion that will reinvigorate passion and belief. Iqbal bemoans the waning of Islam in Europe and outlines the great upheavals that swept Europe from the 16th to 18th centuries. He observes that a similar turmoil currently exists in the Muslim world, and a day is about to dawn when the Muslim glory will revive itself. This is the search for altruism, a search for a revival and renaissance of Islam. My dear students, then Iqbal presents a civilizational analysis. अदियान का तकाबली जायज़ा जिसे कहते हैं, कौमों का तकाबली जायज़ा जो है वो इकबाल पेश करते हैं, और इसमें से जो है वो इम्पीटस लेते हुए कि जैसे दूसरी मगरबी दुनिया में और दूसरी कौमों ने जो है वो अपने माजी से सबक सीख कर नई दुनियाएं आबाद कर ली हैं अपने लिए. दे हैव फाउंड द न्यू वर्ल्ड्स फॉर देम. द मुस्लिम्स शुड आल्सो लर्न फ्रॉम देयर पास्ट मिस्टेक्स एंड ट्राई टू एस्टेब्लिश न्यू वर्ल्ड्स out of the ashes of the old ones. From this anguished position, he offers a comparative summary overview of Western European nations and their religious reforms. Iqbal says that the Germans have seen the upheaval of the Reformation of religion. The authority of the Church and Pope are challenged by the arrival of the new concept of Protestantism, and the old Catholic Church has shaken from the roots, which left no trace of the older order behind it. The purity of the elder of the church was seen to be a mistake, and then the frail boat of thought trailed off. The eyes of the French also have seen a revolution by which the world of the Westerns took on a different complexion. The community of the sons of Rome, the oldest in the worship of the past, also became young by the renewal. It means that all nations in the world, through their reformative efforts, rather they were religious or social or materialistic, have revived their nations into the new ones, into the stronger nations. These comparative examples are critically presented to illustrate the necessity for change and a shift from a civilizational narrative. तो इकबाल जो है ना, इसको एक हमारे लिए जो है वो एक इम्पीटस के तौर पर, एक तहर्रुक के तौर पर इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं कि अगर भाई दूसरी कौमें जो हैं वो अपने इखलाकी, मुआशी या समाजी इन्हतात से बाहर निकलने के लिए जिद्दोजहद, इनकलाब का रास्ता अपना सकती हैं, तो मुसलमान क्यों नहीं अपना सकते? उन्हें भी इस इन्हतात से निकलने के लिए रेवोल्यूशन की ज़रूरत है. दे मस्ट रिजॉर्ट टू रेवोल्यूशन एंड चेंज एंड स्ट्रगल to get out of this slumber, this condition of annihilation rather. The poet uses the soul of the Muslim in a similar turmoil, but is unable to express this uncertainty out aloud and retreats in silence, claiming it to be a secret of the self, known only to God. He turns again to the sea, image of sea that is. Let us see what comes out of the rising tide of this sea. For the rise of the new Muslim community, the sea can be read as a metaphor for the passage of personal growth of the Muslim woman, Marde woman, that is. My dear students, the 7th and 8th stanzas of the poem culminate the whole message, sum up the whole message of the poem in a beautiful way. Here you will find Iqbal urging us to leave aside hopelessness, to get out of the slumber of inactivity, passivity, and come up to the active, living, agile Muslim and adopt the same kind of bravery, boldness, courage, true love of God, and strive hard to get your goal, the goal of freedom. Freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of movement, and every kind of freedom, freedom of living. तो इकबाल जो हैं बेटे इन दो आखिरी स्टैंजाज में नज़म के अपने पैगाम को जो है वो हाइटन करते हैं, और यूनिवर्सल ब्रदरहुड के साथ साथ जो है हमें जो है वो अपने सेल्फहुड का, होप का, एक्टिविज़म का, ब्रेवरी का, स्ट्रगल का, स्ट्राइव का, और अपने अंदर सही जो स्पिरिट है इश्क़ इलाही की, उसको उजागर करने का जो है वो सबक दे रहे हैं. द लास्ट स्टैंजा ऑफ द पोएम एंड्स ऑन अ मिक्स्ड नोट ऑफ रेजिग्नेशन, ऑप्टिमिज्म एंड ट्राइम्फेलिज्म, ट्राइफेंट जैसे होता है. इट टर्न्स फ्रॉम द मॉस्क टू द वैली एंड अ पास्टोरल इमेजिनिंग ऑफ द सिंप्लिसिटी एंड मेलोडिक quality of the song of a peasant's daughter, symbolizing surely hope. The poet and narrator affirms that the future is veiled because of the ambivalence toward change. Letting go of nostalgia and echoing the spirit of anti-colonialism, he emphatically categorizes a life without revolution as akin to death and calls for a nation that is committed to action, bravery and revolution, change, newness. The reference to the hijab veil in this concluding stanza is significant because it can also be read as the hegemonic authoritative narratorial impulse that guides the whole poem rather. This impulse chooses not to unveil to the reader the physical qualities and description of the aesthetic features of the masque, how it incorporates a fusion of styles and cultures in the various extensions and alterations that have taken place over time. This is a call for revolution and reform, as well as a summary of the poem in general. My dear students, it has been argued that this poem teaches and propagates intracultural, intranational dialogue and presents a cosmopolitan vision embedded in the poem Masjid-e-Qurtuba, and is focused on the poet's cross-cultural interpretation that gravitates towards a politics of the self, free will, and a utopian la convivencia, that is coexistence, and is not culturalist in its scope. ये महदूद मानी में यानी सिर्फ इस्लामी कल्चर से मुतल्लिक नज़म नहीं है, बल्कि ये कोएग्जिस्टेंस जो है वो ऑफ ऑल कल्चर्स विद इन वन स्कोप अंडर द अम्ब्रेला ऑफ इस्लाम, के इस्लाम के साए तले बाकी तमाम जो तहजीबें हैं उन्हें भी जो है वो ज़िंदा रहने का हक़ देती है। तो ये कॉस्मोपोलिटन वर्ल्ड व्यू जो है उसको इकबाल जो है वो यहाँ पेश कर रहे हैं। इकबाल्स rendition expression of the poem seeks an alternative intercultural model to counter the colonial subjugation of Muslim subjectivities in India and the wider Muslim world. His position has elements of authenticity but is not completely dependent on it. The geographical location of South Asia with its hybrid and cosmopolitan cultures is significant and offers a necessary counterpoint to the cosmopolitanisms of the Ottoman Empire and Al-Andalus. And it also fractures the idea of a normative universal civilization. Iqbal doesn't appear to advocate a civilizational discourse of Muslim sovereignty and a singular utopia life. Instead, his poetic voice suggests, through its silences, lyrical rendition, and hybrid aesthetics of what a cross-cultural community might be. The Andalusian narrative of coexistence is a major influence of the Iqbalian vision, and he uses the metaphor of travel in this poem to convey alternative ways of seeing local cultures through the eyes of an Indian infidel. बेटे ये नज़म जो है वो इकबाल की जो है वो शानदार नज़मों में से एक, और इकबाल का जो मैसेज है, जो यूनिवर्सल मैसेज ऑफ ब्रदरहुड है, यकीनन इकबाल तमाम तहजीबों को साथ लेकर चलना चाहते हैं, लेकिन अम्ब्रेला ऑफ इस्लाम के नीचे। तो आइडियल जो है वो वही मैंने जिसका पीछे ज़िक्र किया बेटे, रियासत मदीना, जहाँ तमाम हशरातुल अर्ज़ तक जो हैं वो महफूज हैं। इंसान तो इंसान, तमाम मखलूक़ात जो हैं वो महफूज हैं। हिंदू भी वहाँ हैं, यहूदी भी वहाँ हैं, ईसाई भी वहाँ हैं, बुत परस्त भी वहाँ हैं, पता नहीं कौन कौन से अकायद के लोग हैं जिन्हें आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का दामन रहमत जो है वो समोए हुए है अपने अंदर। हत्ता कि ये इकबाल जो है देखिए वहाँ से जो है वो अपने ख्यालात को इकट्ठा करते हैं कि आप सल्लम रहमतुल लिल आलमीन है। याद रखें, दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट प्रेजेंटेड इन दिस पोएम। जो क्रिटिक्स जो हैं वो इसको बयान नहीं कर पाते हैं नज़ाकत की वजह से। देखिए ये सारे ख्यालात जो हैं वो इकबाल जो हैं वो होली कुरान से और नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की ज़ात अक़दस से लेते हैं। वो ज़ात अक़दस जो रहमतुल लिल आलमीन हैं, कि कहाँ वो आपको वादी ताइफ याद आती है, जहाँ पत्थर मार मार के आप सल्लम के जिस्म मुबारक को ज़ख्मी कर दिया गया है। जबरील आते हैं कि अगर आप हुक्म दें तो मैं इन ताइफ की पहाड़ियों को आपस में मिलाकर इन बदनस्लों को कुचल दूँ। तो वहाँ रहमत जो है वो जोश में आती है और फरमाते हैं, हुक्म होता है कि नहीं, देखो ये समझते नहीं हैं, इन्हें अकल नहीं है, शायद इनकी आने वाली नस्लों में से कोई जो है वो अल्लाह के दीन पर ईमान ले आए। तो ये वो रहमत है जिसको क्रॉस कल्चरलिज्म का नाम दिया जाता है, कि अभी वो आने वाली नस्ल जो है वो पैदा ही नहीं हुई है, लेकिन नबी रहमत जो हैं वो उनके लिए भी सोच रहे हैं। तो ये ट्रू स्पिरिट ऑफ द मोमेंट है जो इकबाल जो है वो हम तक मैसेज की शक्ल में जो है वो पहुंचाना चाहते हैं।